What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Let me type this right quick. Wow, there we go. There we go. Now, y'all know me. My name is LA, aka LA Styles, also known as Leonard Lynn Anderson. And it's another episode of Postal Blue, episode 2, season 2, episode 2 of the Postal Blue podcast, the 2025 season. Okay, 2025 season. Um, I'm gonna give you two things. I'm gonna give you two things today. Okay, one for new people, and one is my and senior people or middle senior people can also take this well if they just don't use it. I'm pretty sure you know it, probably just don't use it, right? Um, and the second one is my opinion, right? Typically, when I give y'all my opinion or tell y'all my stories, you know what I'm saying? Like my old lady be wilding and stuff like that. That's to give you insight to me, my character, and who I am. Okay. Um, and I'm pretty much an open book if anybody asks. Right. So my first tip for newer people, or just in general, especially going through these route adjustments that we're going through currently, and when we're going through what's soon to come, the station consolidations, which will come. Right. Um, an easy way to flip things on management and always the easy thing to do to always protect yourself. Let me word it like this. The easiest thing to do to always protect yourself is ask for instructions. It's so simple, but I'm preaching. Simple, but I'm preaching. Okay? Ask for instructions. Okay? Then with whatever instructions you get, unless they're being unsafe, right? If it's something unsafe, then me personally, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say no. I'm not doing it typically. I'm not gonna say no. F you, whatever. Get attitude. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna take what you saying as a joke. I'm gonna say, okay. She said, okay. I do the best I can, and I'm gonna walk out the building with whatever. If I'm in that situation on the street, and I'm gonna do whatever it is that I'm doing because you can't tell me to do anything that's unsafe. They don't even make sense, right? Um, but outside of that, anything else, you always put the ball back in management court. So when something don't work, and especially when you know that it's not gonna work, you always want it to be back on them. Prime example: if you on the street, you running behind, they tell you instead of them giving you proper instruction. Let's say they want everybody off the clock by 7:30, right? And let's say right now it's 7 o'clock, and you say you still have like an hour left, right? You call for instructions. Hey, y'all say y'all want everybody off the clock by 7:30. I still got around an hour left. What are my instructions? They tell you something like, now this management for you. They tell you something like, deliver all mail. I don't know. Now, me personally, I don't know what that means. All mail must be delivered. I don't know what that means. Right? Now, you could take that as two things. The main thing is to keep going and deliver everything. And again, you will be in the right when you do it and you come back and they fussing because you told me to deliver everything. Okay? Or let's say they flip it and say, well, you got to be back by 7:30. You got to be back by 7:30. Okay, cool. I'm about to just do what I can with what I have, delivery wise, and be back by 7:30. And when you bring something back, and they say, "Hey, why you bring something back?" You told me to be back by 7:30. That was your instruction. But I want you to deliver everything. If I told you I had an hour left and you said be back in 30 minutes, meaning I can reasonably only do like 15 to 20 minutes of work because I got to take, well, probably more like 15 minutes of work because I got to take another about 5 minutes to get back here, and then 5 minutes again to possibly unload my truck and wash up and then do my putback stuff. That's 30 minutes right there. Okay. Now, anything further, I'm taking as harassment because I followed your instructions. So if your instructions didn't get you to the goal that you wanted to get you to, that's on you. That's not on me. I called to ask what you want me to do. You told me what to do. Be back by 7:30. I was back by 7:30. I don't even know why we having no type of discussion right now. Because I did what you told me to do. I was back by 7:30. Now if they told you, let's rewind and say everything got to be delivered and you got to be back by 7:30. You don't get mad. You don't get upset because it sounds stupid. Okay? So I'm about to give you a stupid result. I'm going to do the best I can. Same thing. And be back by 7:30. And when they fussing again, you told me to be back by 7:30. But I told you to deliver everything by 7:30. That couldn't happen and don't make sense. If I told you I have an hour of work, you say be back in 30 minutes. What school did you graduate from? Oh, yup. Okay, listen. Anything further on this, in any shape, way, form of a back and forth, I'm taking some type of way. Because now I'm not even talking to you no more. I'm putting my stuff up because I got to get off this clock. And you keep talking this, that, and so on, so. I'm feeling harassed. And I'm feeling like it's a hostile work environment. That's what I'm feeling. Okay? EOs. I'm not a grievance person. EOs is what I learned. Right. Oh, the matter of fact, I said three things. That just reminded me of what I really wanted to talk about. Even though I think we done talked about it in season 1 in one of the early episodes about the grievances. And I'm just going to give a brief my opinion and perception on the grievance process in the post office. But outside of that, put the ball in their court. If something not going right, let them know. What do you want me to do? Hey, 7:30, I can still got 100 packages. Or 6:30, I still got 100 packages and 8 blocks of mail. What do you want me to do? Break off and deliver all the mail. All the packages. Okay, cool. When you bring that mail back, you should be doing a 1571. Anytime you bring back anything, you should be doing a 1571. In the remarks I'm putting, right, management instructed me to curtail mail and deliver packages. That's why this mail is back. Because they could have, it is an option. They could have left you on the street to deliver all those mail and packages. They just don't want to pay the grievances for it, right? This is a fact. This is a fact. Now look, I was out there during COVID. I've worked 14, 15, 16 hours. 14, 15, 16 hours. This is fact. I've been at my station called Western. I've been there at 6 o'clock a.m. throwing packages to 7. Cased the route. Went and did that route. Completed that route. Did 4 hours of overtime. They used to send out REMS messages. I don't know what that is in management. They used to send out REMS. They have like some type of alert where can't no CCAs go home until all the mail was off the floor, and they still have stations with mail. And we'll get sent to other stations. Right. And I've clocked out at 9:30, 10, and 10:30 p.m. after starting at 6 and 7 a.m. Okay? So they could leave you out there to deliver mail past 7:30 and past 8 p.m. They just don't want to because they don't want to pay the grievance. Again, which is fine. But that still makes it their decision. I put the ball back in their court. What do you want to do? I could stay out here and deliver these mailing packages. But if you tell me to deliver the packages that come back, when I'm putting in the remarks on this 1571 is, you instructed me, management instructed me to curtail mail and deliver packages. So the mail is back. Simple as that. Simple as that. Okay? You put the ball back in their court and let them tell you something stupid. Because a lot of the times, I want to say majority, but I'm going to say a lot of the times, because a lot of them, I'm not going to say all, because a lot of them do not know how to supervise and do not know how to manage. They're going to, majority of the time, then tell you to do stupid things or do things that don't make no sense because they can't really take the pressure of intense situations. That's just how it is. Their training is poor right now in management at the post office. Very poor. Okay? Especially if your district is micromanaged. It's very poor. That's just my opinion. The end part, that's my opinion. A lot of supervisors can't supervise. A lot of managers can't manage. And a lot of people, when mail start coming back, packages start coming back, they don't know what to do. They crack under the pressure. They stressed out, taking stress leave, running from work, going on deep. They doing all types of wild stuff. But their job that they chose to sit at the desk and get paid to do. Desk work comes with mental stress. Okay? Desk work comes with mental stress. You got a newspaper writing stories. You got a blog. You work in cubicles. You do any type of writing, typing, whatever the case. You got deadlines, things that meet on. It's mental stress. You trying to get this done, so and so, getting yelled at. It's mental stress. You in customer service, mental stress. It's not gonna always be like overly stressful, but that job comes with mental stress. Post office management comes with mental stress. The crafts come with physical stress. Okay? That's my outlook. The desk comes with mental stress. The crafts come with physical stress. I'm a carrier. Okay? There's no way I can let management put their mental stress on me because I'm already dealing with physical stress. So now when I'm physically exerted and I'm mentally exerted, what you think gonna happen? I break down, don't come to work, or I start snapping on people because I'm overwhelmed. Right? You, as management, got to take your mental stress. That's what you signed up for. If you can't deal with it, then you need a different job. You need a different job, baby. My job comes with physical stress. There ain't no way I can put my physical stress on the supervisor. You ain't finna come walk no mail. You ain't finna come get bit by no dog. You ain't finna come be ducking through houses from drive-bys. You ain't out here seeing people do handoff of drugs. You ain't out here walking up on porches and people got guns. Maybe you did at some point in time, but right now you do not live that life, sir and or ma'am. You're on the desk because you couldn't handle that life no more for whatever reason. It's no disrespect, but you couldn't take that life no more for whatever reason. Respect me while I'm still in the field because you not. Deal with your mental stress. That's what you signed up for because you could no longer do the physical stress. That's a little advice to management. That's a little advice to craft. We deal with physical stress. Anytime they're causing you mental stress, it seems like it's time for paperwork because I don't deal with it. You're not finna harass me. You're not finna cause a hostile work environment. Any of that. EEO. EEO. Harassment. I don't go back and forth with them. Okay? Do not go back and forth with them. There's no need. Management not even supposed to go back and forth with you. That's another tip to management, just in case y'all didn't know. Y'all not supposed to go back and forth with crap. You get your instruction. If you feel like it wasn't followed, you put me in the office. Right? Me as a carrier, you get your instruction. It's stupid, don't make sense, and I can't do it, so I'm not doing it, and I go do whatever it is that I'm doing the appropriate way. If you feel like I was insubordinate or whatever the case, didn't follow your instruction, put me in the office. I'll meet you in the office. When we get in the office, you state your case, I state my case. Send it up. That's it. We don't have to go no back and forth over the floor, none of that. Oh, then you fail to follow my instructions. Okay, I'll see you in the office whenever you're ready. That's it. That's it, man. A lot of y'all is making it harder than what it is. Pause if necessary. A lot of y'all are making it more difficult than what it is. But a lot of y'all also like drama. A lot of y'all are also toxic. Or a lot of y'all are also confrontational. And y'all let things go places where it don't need to be. And then you dealing with that at work. And then you got to go home and deal with real life. And then next thing you know, it's the job. Oh no, it's overwhelming. It's the job. It's the job. Nah, you can make things easier. A lot of it at the job, you just choose not to. Now maybe you don't got the tools, like some of the things that I'm saying now, and maybe you just need to get the tools. But you can ignore a lot of the stuff that management tells you, one ear and out the other. To be honest. Now I'm not telling you to go to work and do whatever you want to by any means. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you hear them speaking nonsense, you let it go in one ear and out the other. And I'm only gonna let you do that a few times before it's paperwork, EEO, harassment, and or hostile work environment. Hopefully, for you, I don't have a restriction. And then you talking about work or work performance, because I'm gonna let you gonna get that off a couple times. Then it's gonna be EEO, disability discrimination. Okay, that's where we gonna go then. These are your tools. Oh, I just hit the finger. God damn. These are your tools. Okay, use your tools, people. Now that leads me into grievances. Grievances don't do nothing, in my personal opinion, with how the post office runs. Grievances, by my understanding, was supposed to be a violation of the contract, and sometimes it can have monetary value, sometimes not, right? At least what I was told. I don't know. I've never been a steward to be that far in depth. But from what I have known, some things have monetary value, some things don't. And when this happens, typically a grievance is filed by your union steward, preferably, or most likely, filed on management on violating the contract. At some point in time, management and the union will have to meet on that grievance. So at the base principle, it would be, or the base level, my bad, it would be your union steward and your supervisor meeting on the grievance. Right? Let's say for whatever reason they agree to disagree, even though it's a blatant violation of the contract. We're gonna go to the longest form. Then they both, or let's just say management chooses not to acknowledge that they violate the contract. They can't agree in there, they send it up. Okay. It goes to the next level, which I think they call formal A's. Could be mistaken, but I think that's what it's called. Formal A would be the manager, right? Not the supervisor. The manager then meeting with a higher level steward. Sometimes not a steward, it's somebody come meet from the union hall or whatever the case is, or just whoever they designate at that point in time. But it's not that steward no more. It could be a high level steward or somebody from the union hall that does this meeting. And then they meet and try to settle with the manager. Then if they can't agree, then it goes up again. Right? Now some of that can get situated from or by your CSOMs or your CSOMs and president or vice president of your union, or they just might send it to arbitration. Right. Again, a lot of districts are different. I know a couple people in different districts, and it handles differently sometimes on depending on the district, right? But the first two steps are the same typically. Supervisor and the union steward, then the higher level steward or union hall member, and the manager. And then where it goes from there is where it kind of differs sometimes in the districts. From what I'm getting, from talking to people in different districts, right? My problem with that is once once, let's say they acknowledge it on the first level, the steward and the supervisor. Typically, then, by all means, they supposed to try to avoid doing it again. The problem with the post office is they don't mind doing it again, and they keep doing it, and they keep doing it. So now we get into the point where the way the post office, okay, we got a term in the post office called mismanaging, right? That's what management tries to use or attempt to use what they call Article 3. Article 3 states simply, well, kind of simply, that management has the right to manage in pretty much extreme situations, right? The problem is they attempt to use Article 3 in almost any situation that's not even extreme, right? The extreme situation is supposed to be a situation that let's say I have 4 people left and it's almost 7:30, right? And somebody, well, let's say it's like 6:30 at the time, and my last 4 people all got an hour left, but they all had 12 hours that day. Someone called, they had an accident, they got to come back and they bring back mail, right? Let's say they got 4 splits left. I can contact the other 3 carriers to see what they got left, and if they all got an hour each still, that's going to take them to 7:30. I can give or attempt to give each one of them another split. So now they're finna go past 7:30. That's an extreme situation because I'm supposed to attempt to get all mail delivered by any means. Supposed to. That's looked at as an extreme situation to get the mail delivered, right? Management causes a lot of its own issues and then try to force Article 3 situations where it's not extreme, you just messed up. That's what I don't like. And with that, we consider that and call that mismanagement or mismanaging, right? Article 3 is mismanaged, right? Because that means you finna break whatever rules in the contract so you can attempt to do whatever it is that you're trying to get done. So you can't even go by the rules to get your job done no more. You have to break the rules to get your job done. And then once you break the rules to get your job done, when we file a grievance for the rules that you broke, you want to debate us or debate unions in the office to try not to pay the grievances if it's a monetary value. Oh, we'll just send it up. We'll just send it up or try to prolong paying your grievances, right? Even though you had these people violate the contract and do the work, right? Now, to me, part of those grievances is part of my pay. That's how I look at it. It's part of my pay, and you not paying me my money. I'm gonna have a problem with that, right? And I got things to do around that and get around that. So if that happens too many times, that won't be happening again. That's just on me. I know how to correct that. A proper way to correct a lot of this stuff, right? Cool. That's mismanaging. And filing a grievance not gonna change that. If they in the same situation tomorrow or the day after that or 2 days later or 3-4 days, they're gonna continue to do the same thing. Instead of getting the post office in a better situation for it to run, so you won't have to continue to break the contract, you'll just continue to break the contract all the time. What good is it having a contract if one side just continuously breaks the contract, but then would tell me in my craft that we have to go by the contract at all times, but then turn around and say that you don't have to go by the contract damn near never. Most districts break the contract. Every district break the contract every day. It might not be every station, but every district breaks the contract every day. In my personal opinion, every station breaks the contract at least weekly, multiple times a week. Anytime a grievance is filed, that's a violation of the contract. So y'all tell me or tell yourself, how many times do you think that your station violates the contract? That's how many times they're continuously mismanaged. So when someone mismanages that often, how much productivity can you expect from them, from their work, or from that station if the supervisors and managers are prone to not even managing properly? This is the post office problem. This is the post office problem. Now look, I'm not orange this time, okay? But I am a little yellowish tint. I'm light skinned, people, okay? And it'd be hot outside, so I'm getting a little toasty right there, but not so much. Maybe it's the light on my eyes. Not so much right here. I gotta start wearing a sun visor. I do got a sun visor now. I had to order another one. I can't find my sun hat, so I had to order another one of those as well. Also, just ordered the bucket hat with the fans in the bib. Whoo! I can't wait till they get here. I think it's in a few days too. But yeah, but I am light skinned, like the Simpsons. So this is my natural color that you kind of see here. I'm like the shade of peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? Sexy peanut butter. So that's why I don't like grievances. I also don't like grievances because remember that I told you back in the day when I used to do, and they ain't just me, all types of hours over 12. I don't remember getting paid a lot of grievances for that. I can swear I barely got paid grievances at all and I did that for almost 2 years. I did that for the entire time of COVID, and I don't remember saying grievances for that. That's 2 years of money that's missing and gone. Because now that's 5 and 6 years ago. Can't get that back, right? And I had a union store, not at the station, out of station, but I never seen no money come out of that. And at my station, the contract was being violated consistently. Consistently. That's why I tried to be a union steward in my station, because I felt like we needed representation. We was violating like crazy, and we wasn't seeing nothing from it. But I digress, because that didn't happen, right? As far as me becoming a union steward, didn't happen. All right, talked about that season 1. Y'all make sure to go check out Postal Blue season 1. Right, that ended in December of 24 was the last episode of that. Didn't officially end, but it ended, right? Because we were supposed to make another episode beginning of January, but we didn't. Too much things came up. A lot of stuff was going on. Friend got married. Shout out Q and his wife Dom. And things like, and a whole lot of things happened. That's why we took so long to come back, right? But I'm trying to get back on track now. At least I'm gonna say this. At least, because I want to do 4 episodes a month. Okay, I want to do 4. Again, this is my messed up finger, so this is the tape, the little adhesive stuff from the tape. Right, my finger jacked up like a mummy right now. Got stitches in it. I want to do 4 episodes a week. I mean, not a week, a month. Pardon, a month. Record every Sunday, or record Friday, one episode either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and then release it Monday. But I'm not gonna get myself like that. So what I will say is I'm gonna try to guarantee at least 2 episodes a month. Last year we did 20 episodes, and we didn't do it the whole year. We gave y'all 20 episodes. So if I'm able to give y'all 2 episodes a month for the entire year, that's 24 episodes. So that almost match with a little bit outdo last year, right? Now, if things come up, spare the moment topics and things like that, then I add an extra episode. Okay, but we're gonna go for 2 instead of the 4. I want to do the 4, and if things come up in inside of a month where I can do the 4, right? Because I don't want it to be saturated and then just doing shows just to be doing shows if ain't nothing really going on, or I don't have valuable information to give you, things like that. Or if I can't get a lot of the other group because of our schedules are different, or whatever the case is, then it's just me a lot of the times, right? So again, it is just more than me. If you didn't listen to episode 1, it's like four different members, right? And but I'm like the glue that keeps everybody together. But everybody got different schedules. So at the very least, you're gonna see your boy Anderson. Okay, you're gonna see LA at very least. Okay. But that's why I don't like grievances. Because to me, they don't really accomplish anything. Right? You would typically file a grievance because you think you want something to stop. And if you think that, then that's mistaken. Right? That's what I learned. Grievances don't stop anything. Right? It should, but they don't. EEOs can stop a lot, especially if you win your EEO, which you should, because you shouldn't be filing EEO unless you got a strong case. That's why you should let things go on, unless it's extreme, like harassment or discrimination. Let it happen a few times. How's that working out? Let it happen a few times. Me personally, catch them slipping like 3-4 times. Jot down the dates. You get a separate calendar on your all got smartphones. Get a separate calendar, because I don't know who use their calendars or not, or get a physical calendar and write down when something happens and kind of what happened on the calendar on that day. Okay, you always got your phone, so you can again download a separate calendar in your phone, and then use that calendar specifically for work related stuff. That's the easiest way you can do it. On that day when something happens, you notate that what was kind of said. Next time it happens, notate that on the day what was kind of said. By the time you get to 3 or 4, then you file an EEO. The reason why I do that way, right, is because you can't. They will try to backtrack. If something happens one time, they will try to backtrack in the EO, like, oh, I didn't know that was like that, or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? That was a one-time thing, and I'm sorry, I apologize, whatever the case is. And the EO specialist would try to, okay, let's get that supervisor training, that manager training, whoever it is, right, and try to settle it like that. But ain't nothing gonna change if that's just who they are. You know that's who they are. So you catch them 3 or 4 times. Now when we go in there and say, oh man, I did it for the one time. Nah, that was more than one time. It can't be an accident that it happened unless you prone to make accidents. Because it happened 4 times. Oh, what you mean happened? Okay, on this day, this is what you said. Next week on this day, this is what you said. 2 weeks later, when I brung this back, this is what you said. This is how you talk to me, and the language that you use and the names that you call. And then 2 weeks later or a week later again, you did it again. You did it again. You repeat offender. So then when the EO specialist look at them and say, so what you guys say about that? You've done this multiple times and instead of, oh, I don't know. They be looking dumbfounded, deer in the headlights. Deer in the headlights. Okay? Talked about EOs before. Season 1. I don't know what episode, but it's on season 1. Okay? It's EOs is in the title. Okay, if you do want further information or just want to go over it again, kind of, sort of, let me know in the comments below on YouTube. You can find this on YouTube under Amazing Studios, or look up Postal Blue Podcast on YouTube, or Postal Blue Podcast in general. It'll be on all streaming services, audio streaming services, and it'll be on YouTube. Okay, cool. With that said, that's why I don't like grievances. Right? I don't feel like we're in a time where grievances are helping the craft employees. Me personally, that's how I feel. I don't feel like it's helping the postal employees or the craft employees. I don't feel like it's helping the postal employees because, again, it's not teaching management anything. They continue to mismanage. So when you got to correct certain behavior, to me, the EEOs is way better than grievances, because grievances is not going to change anything. They're going to continue to mismanage. But certain behaviors you can correct with EEO, and you can't correct with grievances. How many times your station have filed a dignity and respect on a supervisor or a manager, yet they still do it? You should file a dignity and respect on a supervisor or a manager for the one time in your station, and that behavior should be corrected, but it's not going to be. And then 2 weeks later, you file another dignity and respect. No, I'm going to let you get that off about 3-4 times, and then I'm filing the EEO for harassment. That's what I'm going to do. And then here I'm asking for your removal or disciplinary action. Right? Now, if you're trying to set them up, not in a bad way, like a fake way, trying to set them up, you can accept the training for the one time, right? Accept the training. When if they give them training, when you come out of there, you let the people in your station know, hey, because I don't do no NDAs. Hey, dude got retrained for the stuff that he be, you know what I'm saying? When he be shouting and getting aggressive on the floor, he got retrained. Now, everybody be aware. When he do it again, let him get like 2 or 3 off this time. We gonna do 3 or 4. Let him get like 2 or 3 off this time. Then file another EO. And then when y'all go into this time, y'all shouldn't be asking for training. Why? Because we all know that he got training for this before. And if you don't say nothing, the EO specialists will just set off, oh, well, we'll just give him training. No, he don't need training. I feel like he should be fired. I feel like he should be terminated. Well, why do you think he either be terminated or he be moved? Because at this point in time, not only is he harassing people, he also causing a hostile work environment. And federal policy dictates there's zero tolerance for a hostile work environment. Zero tolerance, if you don't know, means somebody's supposed to be fired. So me personally, right, by the second time, I'm going in with a lawyer. If he not fired and y'all trying to get this man to stay, hostile work environment, right? Zero tolerance states whoever creates the hostile work environment, in this argument, it's the supervisor, or whoever allows a hostile work environment is zero tolerance. So that means to me, if we in this room and y'all trying to argue for his job, then y'all the one that's allowing him to have a hostile work environment. Which means now I should go after EO specialists. I'm going after anybody because I want somebody fired. That's what I was just on not too long ago, but the person ran. Supervisor ran. I ain't gonna hold you. You ain't gonna say no names. But anywho, that's why I don't like grievances anymore. Because grievances is getting us, it done helped us get to the point where we're at now with the level of mismanaging that we're at now. Grievance has not stopped anything. It's just snowballing things. Okay? So that's that. Now, what was the other thing? Because I added that in there, but that wasn't what that wasn't on the menu. Oh, my problem with union and management, my individual problems, is the same problem with both. Because I've heard some people say that they don't know what side I'm on, right? And this is in my own district. I said, side? This is what y'all got the game messed up, man. Listen, I don't know what's on my shirts. I don't know, this is where y'all got the game messed up, man. I'm on the side of Leonard Anderson. That's simple. I'm on the side of Leonard Anderson. You think I got this job so I can be part of the NALC? No. You think I got this job so I can be part of Postal Management? No. I got this job to take care of whatever Leonard Anderson has and needs to take care of. That's the side. Now, when I got this job and made regular, what came with it was this contract. Okay? And this contract has things that benefit me and a couple things that maybe don't benefit me. But it's the contract. So Leonard walks the line of what the contract is, for better or for worse, just like marriage or any other job that you would have. Not too many people have a job where everything's perfect, everything's peaches and cream, and you just also love your job. Okay? There's bad things at every job, just like there's good things at every job. There's bad benefits at a job, and there's good benefits or great benefits at a job. Okay? It's a balancing issue. You just don't get to a place and everything just in your benefit and everything is not in the other person's benefit. That don't really make sense, especially in any place where you have a contract. It's checks and balances. It's a seesaw. It's a give and take. Okay. Some things is for you. Some things for management. Some things for the craft. Some things for the supervisor. It's just how it is. Okay. If you don't want to accept that, then you just gonna have a long working history. Period. Okay, there's people that write movies and write scripts and write TV shows in Hollywood. There's also a bad side to that they have to accept. Okay, Actors get paid a lot of money. A lot of them, not all of them. And there's first where they don't have no job, or they name is tarnished or looked at bad, or they had a bad performance, or whatever the case. To get blackballed, that's checks and balances. Okay, everything is not peaches and cream. It's not gonna always just again be in your favor. No job is all the 100% in your favor. It's a give and take. So me, for better for worse, I just been riding by the contract, and because I know, I ain't gonna say I know a lot of the contract by any means, because I know how to do certain things now, right? Such as well, I ain't gotta really give an example, but such as stuff I was telling you about the EOs, things like that, and I got my mail delivery down pat. I'm kind of in a spot where I don't really feel the effects of management as far as disciplinary action goes. I just had a attendance. I just had a day in court for attendance last week sometime. That was my first time being in the office for an investigative interview in years. In years. And even this one won't go nowhere for the most part because it's medical. Right? And I just got more medical. I didn't get it at the beginning of the year because a lot of stuff was going on. So I normally have FMLA for my knee because I have a tear in my meniscus and I've rolled my ankle 5 times on my other leg. So every year I typically have FMLA because my knee will swell up like the size of a grapefruit and it don't bend. Just every so often, like a few weeks, a month. It depends on how many hours I'm doing, how much walking I'm doing, or whatever the case is. But I'm in physical therapy for it, right? And I haven't gotten my FMLA this year, but it's been a few times I had to call in, but I didn't have my FMLA. But I go to get my FMLA. I just got my papers again. I go to do my FMLA paperwork later this week, or whatever the case is. But I'm gonna get that done when I go in there for my finger. And then those days will then be covered under FMLA, so I'll be back good again. So again, no type of action, nothing to worry about. Do what you're supposed to be doing. But my problem is because management tends to not work with the union, and at least I can't speak for the nation. I can only imagine, right? I haven't worked in another district outside of Milwaukee district. Milwaukee district is 20 stations wide. Okay, 20 stations. The smallest station is like 15 routes, and the biggest station was 88 routes. Okay, and it was 20 of them. Management tends to not work well with the union. And now I think the union is getting to a point because they've been treated a certain way or ignored kind of a certain way for so long that they're now I'm not gonna say ignoring management because they can't, but they feel some type of way towards management, like greatly. And they carry an attitude about it. So now it's like management is on their side and the union has crossed the street to their side. And the craft employees are in the middle. The problem is management is very nonchalant and lackadaisical and laid back about how they feel. They're open with how they feel, but they're not thinking about it or worried about it, right? From the union side. The union feels some type of way about that, even though they're not going to say that. They carry it that way. I can see that, right? And their attitudes, everything. It's a whole lot of stuff I can say, but they carry it like that. So they come off like carriers shouldn't be in the middle. They should be on the side of the union. So you should cross the street with us. or they feel like you're not with them because you in the street. The problem is, I feel like we all supposed to be in the street. The street is what a contract is, right? Where we all supposed to come together to work to the best of our abilities together for the betterment of the post office. So how we gonna do that together when one side is over here and the other side is over here? I'm not supposed to worry about all this stuff up here on what y'all doing. I'm supposed to be down on the street delivering mail. You trying to bring me to your side for a fight? I'm not no steward. I'm not no vice president. I'm not no sergeant at arms. I'm not no president. I'm not the treasurer. I'm not none of that. I'm a carrier. I come to work to carry mail. If there's any problems, I'll let you know. You're supposed to handle what you're supposed to handle. That's what I pay you for. And then I come back down. It's almost like when management, what I was saying earlier, when management wanted to put their mental stress on you as a carrier, and I'm not doing that. The union is attempting to do that at times, and it may be with certain people. It seems to be, to me, a lot of stuff get back to me. The union, if you don't know, a lot of stuff get back to me. That's just how it is. It ain't no one person in particular. I know people, have helped people, assisted people, and I got ties to multiple carriers at every station in our district. This message just for my union, branch 2. Anything that goes on that needs to be known or whatever the case is, people will tell me. I'm not on the desk no more, and I got supervisors who will call me and tell me what's going on, stuff that they don't like, but button heads with. All that stuff comes back. Y'all gossip like girls. That's no disrespect to girls. Girls just gossip. I'm just telling what it is. And the union is so mentally exhausted with attempting to fight management that they causing their own self a whole other list of problems and look at you like you just supposed to always be with them. Not if you ain't for me, right? You supposed to be fighting the fight. You're not even really fighting the fight. You just letting the other side do what they want to do, right? And then you feel some type of way about it. Okay, example. I've called the National Relations Labor Board about payments when it comes to grievances. I've did this before. I think I stated this before. When there's a lot of violations in my station at a point in time, and it's like the C signs was just holding off on paying. Right? Holding off. I mean, like, I don't know if it was months or I heard it was like 2 years or something like that, just not paying. And I'm like, how they just not paying? I thought no one could interfere in the grievance process. So how they just not paying grievances for 2 years? I called the National Relations Labor Board. I was talking to somebody about it. That person told me that shouldn't even be possible. They told me that there is something your union can do to make them pay. He don't know why they're not doing it. This was a dude that told me this. You don't remember his name. So now I'm sitting back. So I'm wondering what they're supposed to be doing. Okay. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I'm assuming my president and vice president should know. Or why you president and vice president of the branch if you don't know how to get them to pay? Right? Needless to say, you wasn't getting them to pay. Then at one union meeting, I heard, or it was said over the floor, that we thinking about filing a lawsuit for the grievances. Now, I don't know whatever came of that. But this is like months and months down the road. So when I say y'all not really in my benefit, y'all let management go X amount of time without even paying their grievances, and then think that I'm supposed to be on your side when you ain't even checking in the other side. It's not that I'm on the other side, but you do a lot of stuff that reflects the other side. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like y'all mirror each other. Y'all move in a way that it don't seem like either one of y'all are for your crafts. If that makes sense to y'all, from my perspective. Management don't seem like they're for carriers. And then the union come off like they're not for carriers. Right? Yet they still want you to pay them. But I don't feel like you represent me to the fullest of your abilities, which is what y'all supposed to do. That's how I feel. That's my opinion that I'm entitled to. So I walk the line of the contract. For better or for worse, I'm going to do my best to go by this contract. Because me going by whatever you saying, they can get me nowhere. Me going by, y'all just supposed to do it and file a grievance. Didn't get me nowhere. For 2 years, for the first 2 years I was CCA, I didn't even see no money from grievances. That money gone. I listened to the union when I did that. Ain't no telling what else over the next 4 years that I done missed and didn't get grievances for. Because I know that the next year when I was a regular, I was violating again. I've been a non-val my whole career. Let me clarify. I've been a non-val my whole regular career, which is now finna be, 4 years on the 25th of this month. Okay? It'll be 4 years as a regular. I've been a non-val my entire 4 years. The first 3 years I've been a regular or irregular status, I've been top three on the overtime list. Well, far as the overtime alerts, right? And when you print those out, it tell you like who had X amount of overtime in the period. So in a year, I've been like top 3 overtime in my station. 1 year at one station, the next 2 years at another station. I've never been on the overtime list. The first year, warranted but not, because we only had one overtime vow, but it's still a grievance for me going over 10 hours. Last time I checked and was told, it's a grievance for me going over 10 hours. I don't remember saying no overtime, no grievances come that year for me. And I'm violating like crazy. I'm doing 12s like every single day. I don't remember seeing no grievance money come from that. So that's 3 years of me listening to my union, and I ain't even getting nothing for it. I just keep getting violated. Ain't nobody checking union. I mean, the management, ain't nobody stopping them. Ain't nobody putting no paperwork on them. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I feel the way I feel because of experiences I've been through under the union. Doesn't change the fact that I'm still in NALC. That's my union. Push come to shove, I'm in NALC. I got no choice. Right? That's the contract I'm under. It's NALC. That don't mean I gotta respect or like what y'all do. That don't mean that. Y'all feel some type of way. You feel some type of way. I feel some type of way every day when I come to work and I'm still paying y'all money and I ain't getting nothing for it. That's how I feel. I feel some type of way every day. You can't tell me or talk to me about what you feel like. Okay? Then for the next 2 years, I was at another station after that. So what would be my 4th and 5th, there was people on the overtime list, like 8 to 10. And I was still top 3. I'm still top 3 in overtime, which means there's violations happening. I don't remember seeing no money. Now, I was doing so many hours that I could have had it. Maybe I just didn't look because the checks was ridiculous at this time. But I don't remember seeing it. And I definitely didn't see it the first 3 years. Right? So, yeah. That's part of, that hurt. My issues is that management and the union do not work together for the betterment of the post office or the employees. They're too busy beefing and warring on each side of the street. And then the carriers, clerks, truck drivers, mail handlers, custodians are just getting caught in the crossfire because y'all beefing. I don't like that and I don't respect that. And I'm not gonna like it and I'm not gonna respect it. And I'm always gonna speak out about it if it's happening and when it happens. That's just gonna be it. And you cannot like it. You can like it. Don't change the fact that it's gonna happen. That's how I feel. And until the NALC is standing up stronger and fighting back harder than what it is, a lot of people feel the same way, and it's gonna feel the same way. Your union general meetings ain't low just because people don't want to go. That ain't the reason. If you think that's the reason, you should be ashamed of yourself. Can't nobody sit here and tell me that they really believe that their general union meetings are low in attendance because people just don't want to go. That ain't the sole reason. I know for a fact, at least in my district, by how many people talk to me, and tell me they ain't going because they don't feel like they get no help. They go there, complain about what's going on at their station. They don't get no proper response or answer for how to counter it, and then they leave. You want me to come back next month, and the same thing's been going on for me to have the same complaint and sit here and you just disperse the whole thing by not giving a proper answer on what we gonna do to change this or to help me or to help my station, and then want me to be back for another what am I just coming here every month complaining for? This is how people feel. If you didn't know, this is how people feel. So this is why they don't come. Pause if necessary. This is why they don't show. This is why they're not in attendance. A lot of them. It's not every single one. Some of us I'm talking about carriers in this sense. Some of us are lazy. I'm not, but some of us are lazy. And then some of us also have second jobs. You know what I'm saying? Part-time jobs, full-time jobs. Some of us take care of parents and things like that. But we might have your kids, or you might be a single parent and have your kids that day. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. But your attendance will be better if you helped more people. And a lot of people feel like you don't help them. And I'm being honest with you. That's not going to change until you change something first. You have to help more people with their problems first. Then when they garner more respect or some respect and some loyalty for you and to you for assisting them and think that you're a real one, then some of them will start showing up more. When you put out real information, legitimate information on how we're going to fight back, on how we're going to stop things, on how we're going to make a change, then people will show up for that. I'll show up for that. But until then, there's no reason for me to be there. And for a lot of them other people, there's no reason for them to be there. I can't do nothing about that. Should y'all go to union meetings? Sure. Y'all should be going to union meetings. All right? If you've never been to a union meeting, you should go to a union meeting. Okay? Go to a union meeting. Find out for yourself if it's something that you want to attend or not. But attend. Attend. I end on this note. We almost at an hour. I didn't plan on being an hour either. I got to get this thing done, and I might not make the deadline. It's 12:04 a.m. New carriers. When you come in PTF in your 90 days, listen to your management. Listen to your trainer. If you have issues with something management is telling you, or questions, maybe sound funny, talk to your trainer. Okay? One of y'all biggest downfalls right now is that y'all listening to random carriers and you don't even know what situation those random carriers in. Y'all don't know if they up for removal. Y'all don't know if they complete violators. Y'all know if they shady. If y'all don't know if they setting you up because they just don't like you being in the post office getting hours that they could be getting. You don't know nothing about these people that you gonna take advice. Then you find yourself in a situation for listening to what they told you. Don't do that. Talk to management. Talk to your trainer. Get close with your trainer. If your trainer can't answer something, they'll go talk to your union steward, or they'll point you in the direction. Talk to your union steward. If it's anything contract based, if it's anything contract based, you feel like you've been violated, whatever the case is, talk to your steward. If it's anything work related, how you do this, how you do that, what's the best way to do this, that, and other songs, talk to your trainer. Talk to your trainer. If your trainer not there, not around, talk to your supervisor. You know what I'm saying? If it don't sound right coming from management side, because I don't know how strong everybody management team is. If it don't sound right for you as a carrier, back that up by questioning or calling if he's not there, he or she, calling your trainer. Ask your trainer, is that legit information or not? There's nothing wrong with that. But get the right information. Get the right trainer. Ask questions. Learn. And be safe. With that, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. My name is LA, aka LA Styles, also known as Anderson. And I'm with the NALC branch too. I am a carrier outside of the Hampton station. And I'm out. Peace.